Hello everyone, John Manuelian here. Many of you know me as Linoleum. I'm here to talk about the current state of this kit that I am building, the Haunted Cruise. So I have made a few changes as this past month has gone on. The most notable change that you'll see right now is I now have working controlled lamps and I have working general illumination. An obvious issue with the general illumination right now is flickering. This flickering is caused by the non-real-time OS that I'm using. I'm using Windows XP to run this right now. Windows XP is not a real-time OS by any stretch of the imagination, and as such I cannot guarantee time slices for hardware updates. There are two solutions to this issue. One, of course, is to use a real-time OS, and the other one is to use a hardware solution for timing. I am going to be looking into both of these possibilities as the next couple months, in the next couple months. But until then, this is the situation that I have with the lights. So I'm going to start a game, and I'm going to talk about a couple things I've added. So now that I have general illumination, and with the features that this platform has, I can control each general illumination lamp separately. Unlike other pinball platforms where you have all the general illumination lamps attached to one or a couple solenoid paths or relay paths, each one of these lights is a controlled light. So to start off with, the spotlight that I now have on the upper table is turned off currently. When the ball is in the plunger, that's turned off. As soon as I launch the ball, it'll turn on again. In certain parts of the game, such as when you go into the store or when you go into the new map screen, which I'll show you, that spotlight will turn off to give you a better view of the screen without it being washed out at the bottom. Another illumination feature I've added is jet bumper illumination. There's a cutout which you can kind of see in the video right now. It's difficult with some of the light flashing. You can see it. It's way up in the back here. And I just launched the ball. It's way in the back. Let me catch the ball for a second. So every time you shoot the ball through the right orbit into the jet bumpers, the upper spotlight will turn off and 3 special lamps will turn on in the jet bumper area. So you can see what the ball is doing. You can see that the ball is bouncing around. You can see when the ball is done and it leaves, because the light will turn off, and then you can prepare for when the ball comes back down to your flippers. So I'm going to bounce the ball over to the other flipper, shoot the jet bumper area, and you'll be able to see this light will turn off and the jet bumper lights will turn on for a moment while the ball is in there. So the jet bumper light is now on, the top light is now off, and then the flip-flop back again when I was done, when the ball left. And that will become more apparent when these lights aren't flickering, or at least I hope it will. If it doesn't, then I'll just add more illumination under there to make it more apparent. So the other thing that I added, well, one of the other things that I've added that's most noticeable is the map level selection screen. And this happens after you complete certain modes. Most mode sets will allow you to choose the next level. There are some modes that will always go to a boss, or some modes that will always feed into another particular level because that's what the story requires. But in general, you'll go to a map selection screen. So bear with me for a moment. I'm going to attempt to open the door and get to that level selection screen. And draining does actually help quite a bit, because now the ball will launch right up into the upper platform area very easily. I've since moved most of my control code into legitimate Windows drivers using the Windows Device Driver SDK, the DDK, I believe they call it. So the solenoids are a lot stronger than they used to be. So again, I'm going to skillfully drain so the ball will launch back up there easily, so I don't waste time. So, alright, so now I want to shoot the ball where those ghostly things are going, down the hall. I don't want to go in the door. I want to go where the ghostly things are going. So now I've entered the map screen. What you will eventually see that I have not added yet is you will see your current location as a dot, say like over here, or wherever you previously were playing, and then whenever you can use the left and right buttons to choose which modes you want to play next, and it'll show you where the mode is located on the ship, as well as kind of a jaggy path on how you're going to walk or run, whatever the case may be, to get to that mode. For those of you who are familiar with Mega Man games and the Dr. Wily castles, it shows your current level and your next level with a little jaggy path. It's going to be a similar idea, and you can choose which mode you want to play next. And the order of the modes that you choose may matter. I haven't quite decided. It will certainly give you a different perspective on the ship and a slightly different personal story as you're going through the ship. So, for instance, I'll choose mode 2, say. Right now, I know that mode 1 is the candelabra mode and mode 2 is the vortex mode. It's not labeled yet. You don't see images of it yet, but take my word for it, that's what it is. So, mode 2 is the vortex mode. So I'll start the vortex mode. And if I'm able to complete the vortex mode, which I may or may not in this video, which is okay, I'll be presented with that map screen again. And what would happen with that map screen at that point is it will show me where I was, which is the vortex mode, and then it'll give me new mode options. I won't have the candelabra mode as an option because I passed it, but I'll have the top of a ship mode called A Horrible Night for a Curse, I believe it is. And I'll have a door mode, which I believe I call Mystery Doors right now. And all of these names are obviously pending and will change. For those of you familiar with Castlevania 2, that's where the Horrible Night for a Curse mode idea came from, because you're dealing with the moon, and Horrible Night for a Curse is at night in Castlevania 2. Anyways, so that's what I've added, and because I mentioned I moved things to I moved device code to a driver, to the Windows driver level, the kernel level. I'm able to use the auto plunger more consistently, and I'm able to make the upper ramp more consistently, and of course it's going to make, yeah, there we go. I'm able to make the upper ramp a lot more consistently than I used to be. So you can make the skill shots, you can make combo shots when they're in, and this is all, of course, assuming you can shoot the shot and not brick it left and right. But those are the new features in the game. Most of these past couple weeks have been working with the device driver code. So yeah, but there have been game mode additions. So I hope you enjoyed this little video to show what I've done. I have a lot more work to do on this. I have a lot more mode code to add in, which is what I'm going to be working on now. So until next month, this is John Manuelian saying have fun with pinball and have a great night.